Hey guys, this is Dan Bernard with the Division Productions. Going to be talking to you a little bit about the props and costumes we created to make Mark of the Ninja Tetsuji Shadow trailer. And I want to take a few minutes to just kind of walk through how we implemented each item you see here. These scrolls are made out of 3M packaging paper that we found at the dollar store. And what we ended up doing was ripping these in really long strips, crumpling them up, and then rolling it up for it to keep shape, unrolling it. Then we ended up just kind of ripping off the very edge right here, laying them out, unraveling them completely, and then shooting the sides with black spray paint to give it that old, aged, and burnt look. This is just drawn on with a simple Sharpie. So if you want to make some sweet scrolls that look like they've been through the wash, been through the ringer, over centuries of time, and then painted on by a Sumi master, you just need to go to the dollar store and get some spray paint. Another element that we got, again, at the dollar store, were these candles. What was a kind of a bummer, and we didn't realize it until we actually got back to the studio, was that these are dripless candles, that they don't put out a lot of smoke, and they don't naturally give you this runny wax look. So what I ended up doing was lighting them all and then meticulously pouring wax from one candle onto the other to give it that layered drippy look. With a little tweaking and a little imagination, you can get pretty much any look you want. But again, it took an extra step that we didn't account for in the beginning. We had an idea was to have these kind of bronze bowls full of incense on either side of the ninja. These were just white plastic bowls that we found at the dollar store that we painted with a metallic bronze finish. This really gives it a nice reflective kind of pitted metal quality that I really liked and ended up working really well for the shot. The sword that we ended up using belongs to Joe, who played our ninja in our trailer, and he just happened to have this freaking awesome, amazing looking sword, but we didn't have anything to set it on that was at the right height. Our good friend and intern Michael, his dad used to be a woodshop teacher at a local school.
Yes. His dad used to be the woodshop teacher at Mackenzie High School or whatever.
Wow.
And just busted this out in an evening.
Sure. So we called him up and said, "Hey Dad, can you build us a sword stand?"
Oh my gosh. Dad, can you make me a sword stand? He's like, yeah, what are the dimensions? And
Yeah. We basically just mooch off our parents for everything.
Isn't that crazy? Awesome. Screw it.
He ended up building this really awesome sword stand just in a day. That really shows the importance of having good relationships and connections with people that might help you down the road with some of these projects. But I want to move on to some of the costume elements of our ninja. In the Mark of the Ninja game, it says that the ninja uses bamboo darts. So the darts were one of those things that we really wanted to show off, but none of us had darts. Well, we don't have any bamboo, but we did have some balsa, and so Casey just took it upon himself to be creative. He had some balsa wood, he had a steak knife that he grabbed from home and just started, hacking away at it, and he made it happen. We didn't end up actually using this in the movie, but we used pictures of it during the slow motion focus shot where Ninja falls from the roof and throws these darts, and if you freeze frame it in just the right time, you can actually see it's a picture of this particular dart. Anyway, so thank you, Casey, for making these happen. It ended up looking really good. And also, thank you, Casey, for your awesome mom who made this belt. We showed Casey's mom a picture, actually some advertising art for Mark of the Ninja. We said, hey, it'd be awesome if you could make something like this. Oh, by the way, my mom's a leather wizard and just made this perfect, awesome belt, so you're welcome for everything you see. And really, this belt was the most legit part of the entire ninja costume. Everything else that we had was either Joe's to begin with, like his hood and his wrist wraps. The sword was his shoes and the tabby kind of boot covers that went around his calves. That was all his. A bunch of the gear that he had, he was just generous enough to let us use for our production. Everything else was like this. It was like fabric that we went and got from, our local fabric store for a couple bucks, or some sweatpants that we bought from Target because they happened to be gray and on sale.
Dan, what are we doing?
We're buying costume material for our Mark as a Ninja short film trailer thing, and we have totally scored at Target. Place to be.
These are the shoulder pads. They were from another costume that I had made before. These are just part of a football pads, like regular football pads. Ended up cutting it off and removing all the foam around it, so it was like they would sit a little tighter on his shoulders. Once we got it done, it's just some black spray paint. I hit the buttons here with some silver Sharpie to kind of have some silver accent on it, so it popped out. A lot of these prop guns that we have look really good on screen, but really, if you were to look at it, you could tell it's just a toy gun that we spray painted black. The point that I really want to get across to you guys is that you want to make sure you're making use of everything you have available to you, whether it's locations, whether it's costumes, whether it's talent, whatever. The little bit that you probably do have can go a long way if you utilize it correctly and creatively. It's always a humbling experience to see what people will do just to help somebody out. And so I really appreciate everyone who helped with this project and made it what it is, something we're all very proud of. I hope this was an interesting look at what went into making this trailer happen for you guys. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to hit us up on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Hit us up with questions. We'll be more than happy to get back to you quickly with a response. And please check out the trailer. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think about it. We're excited to be announcing our fundraising campaign coming up this next month in March. And so we're going to be having a lot more details coming at you really soon. Thanks so much, and hope to see you guys again soon.